we're going to go ahead and get started here. I know we've got some people who are going to be watching the recording. In fact, most people will be watching the recording. All right. Let's see here. It is not going to allow me to turn my camera on since I have it on the recording as well, but you guys can see me here on the integrated camera. Say hello, everybody. If you are not new here, put some diamond fists in the chat for me. If you're brand new, welcome. If you're not familiar, if you're watching the recording, welcome to you. I'm Graham Eldred, and this is Pathfinder. And tonight, we have a special edition. Tonight, we are going to be checking out Pathfinder Stocktrader. That's right. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look. This is the first time, literally nobody on my team has even seen this yet. Nobody even knew that I was working on this. I've been quiet about it. I've just been in the background, quietly working on this. And I'm really excited about this. You know, one of the biggest problems when it comes to trading stocks or crypto for that matter is people can get in, they can see their accounts increase, but they have no idea where to get out. And they don't know where to get out. They hold it too long. Price snaps back, and all of a sudden, before you know it, they saw their profits melt away, and now they're in the negative. And then they capitulate and they sell at a loss, and then they repeat the cycle over and over and over again. But that's not how the best traders in the world trade. So in my endeavors, what I've set out to do is I'm always looking to create something that is exceedingly simple. It needs to be simple. It needs to be effective. Those are two critical components. Like, it has to be simple, it has to be effective, and of course it needs to be profitable, which is a part of the effectiveness. Now, one of the problems in trading is that people can have a indicator that is simple, but it doesn't really have a great win ratio. Or they might have a really good win ratio, but it's not that profitable. So what we look to do is we look to make things simple, profitable, make it really easy. That's the whole concept, is making trading simple and effective and profitable. So I think we've done pretty good at that with what we've built so far. Now, this indicator that I'm showing you guys tonight, this is slightly different because this does not show sell levels. This doesn't show where to short in the market. This shows only long. This is purely focused on buying, holding, and closing in profit. Okay? And what you're going to see here is it's very similar. If you're familiar with Pathfinder, you're going to see some of these same indicators, the same icons on the screen. You can see that for entries, we have blue triangles as well as aqua triangles. I'll cover that in a minute. And we also have our diamonds, our beloved diamonds here. And then, of course, we have our directional / consolidation line. Okay? Double checking. Everybody has sound? Everybody's good to go? Fantastic. All right. Thumbs up to you guys. So these are the three components of Pathfinder. It's very simple. 4 if you count the candles. We have our colored candles. So you have, normally candles would be white, they'd be red and green, they'd be a stock color. But this basically, when you look at this chart, I'm on the weekly time frame currently. When we're looking at stocks, we can also check out the daily time frame as well. But I just want to start this off by showing you what the indicator is and going over this briefly, okay? Yes, this is being recorded, so this will be, it'll be actually posted in Classroom, as well as posted out because we had people who wanted to see what this looks like. And this will also be on the homepage of school. So when you log on to school.com/Pathfinder, this will be right there in the video section, preview section, so people can watch it before they decide to pay the monthly subscription or join. So this will be available in multiple places to watch. So let's cover the 4 components in depth. Let's lay the foundation, okay? On any chart, on anything that you look at, no matter what you look at, there are bars which represent time, and that's what these represent. And we call them candles, basically. Why? They look like a candlestick. And what do candles have? Candles have a wick. So there's two components. You have a candle body and you have a wick. The candle body just shows you where price opened and closed for whatever time frame you're on. So if we're on the weekly, each candle here represents 1 week of time. Okay? So the candle body shows you where price opened and where it closed at. If it's white, it means it closed up. It went higher and closed. If it's red, it went down and closed. Very simple. The wick shows us that price actually traveled farther than where it opened or closed. So the wick just shows us the variable of where price traveled, but the body shows us where it actually opened and closed. So that's very important. Normally, they're very boring, dull colors. We decided on Pathfinder, let's spice them up. And so what we've done is our candles actually represent a heat map, okay? If you're familiar with the terms supply and demand, which everybody should be, or overbought, oversold, what this does is the candle colors show you these areas of when price is overbought or oversold. And it can show you these levels in the market from a visual perspective. And it can even show you when price is cooling off or pulling back. So the way that they're represented here is when things are moving up, they're yellow. Okay, so bright yellow means price is rising, it's going up. When they are red, and especially dark red, like you'll see here on some of these stocks, that means that price is going down. Now in trading, we refer to these as bullish, going up, and bearish, going down. Okay? That's where you get the bull of Wall Street, you know, that big, it was made of steel, or I don't know what it's made of. Big metal bull that's on Wall Street, you can see it. That's because everybody wants the market to go up, right? When you're talking about buying stocks and having an increase in value. So those are the candles. The second component is direction. This is very important. We really like to see our directional line down here. And I'll delete everything so you can see very simply. This blue line tells us the market is going up. Okay, so very simple. That's a beautiful thing to see right there. Very important. If it's not going up, like for example, if I drop down to the 1 hour here, you'll see there are sections where when price gets below our dynamic line here, it means that things are bearish. It's resting, okay? The market only does two things. It runs and it rests, okay? Technically it runs, retraces, and rests, but it runs and it rests. It does not just sprint all the time. It does not go straight up. There are waves and pullbacks in the market, okay? So you can see these in a play here where you have bright yellow and then deep red. And then you can see here what I like to call consolidational / directional line turns yellow. And that shows you that price is pulling back. It's chilling out. It's resting, okay? Now there are entries when that occurs, but it's a little bit more advanced. It takes a little bit of education, something that we cover inside of school and inside the courses as part of your education, basically. All right, so let's go back to the weekly. So that is your directional / consolidation line. Consolidation, again, just means resting. Orders are accumulating in the market. Price is resting before it moves to the upside or downside again. Now, thirdly, we need to know where to get into the market. So if we go back here, if you were watching this chart, what will happen is price will be moving here. I'll go 3 times speed. So this is going to be 3 weeks a second. And you'll see the candles are painting and moving here on the chart. And then right there, we have a buy signal in the market. And so this is telling us purchase the stock, buy some stock, okay? Right now, this is currently on Apple we're looking at, okay? And this occurred back on Monday the 19th of 2022, okay? So you get an alert, and yes, we're able to set alerts on this, so you can set an alert, so you don't have to sit there and watch the charts. You can get an email, text message notification right to your phone you get the alert and it tells you buy the stock. And likewise, it'll tell you when to take some profit on the stock as well, or when to exit. So this blue signal triggers here, and that move in the market begins to move back to the upside. That's what we like to see, because that means you are making money. Now we'll let this run here. This is in replay mode, so you get to see, because each one of these is a week. So we just went through many weeks worth of time. And if you took this buy signal on Monday, the 19th of 2022, 19th of December, or was it January? December. And you held it to our exit, which are the diamonds. Okay, this is the take profit level. You would have affectionately increased your holdings by 57% in 189 days. That's a fantastic return on Apple stock. So that's those are the four indicators, signals, components to Pathfinder Stocktrader. We have our candles, we have our directional / consolidation line, we have our entries, and we have our diamonds, which are levels of take profit. It means take some out of the market, put it away. That's what we call dry powder. Dry powder refers to black powder. It means that, back in the day, back in the Revolutionary War and everything, you had to keep your powder dry. If your powder got wet, it didn't fire. I used to hunt with a flintlock rifle, and I can remember if I was going out hunting in the rain, I had a little special pouch that I would keep the powder in to keep it dry. So that way, when I got out there and I was ready to use the flintlock, I could load it with dry powder and I could fire, because when it's wet, you don't have basically the moisture absorbs in the powder, it doesn't fire, right? So if you have everything in the market and you have no dry powder on the side, you don't have any money to invest with, right? So it's a little bit of a separate topic, something we cover more in depth in school. But the whole basis is that you need some money set aside to increase. So as your stock holdings increase, you take money out of the market and you set it aside, and you wait for signals in order to enter back into the market in order to increase. And it's just this constant game of compounding your money and increasing and spreading out your leverage. So that way, it's like if you were on thin ice, you don't just stand in one spot, you're going to break through the ice. You have to get low and spread out your weight. And so the whole name of the game, investing, is about managing risk. The whole thing, it's about managing risk, okay? It's not about how much money you can make. It's about, can you take ground and hold it? That's the entire thing. So this is the indicator. It's very simple. You will see there are also aqua triangles on here. Now, if you have been a part of Pathfinder for any amount of time, you know that these diamond levels are very high probability levels in the market where price is overextended, and it often will reverse or pull back from those levels. Well, we've incorporated that into the buy signal. So if you were to get an aqua and a blue triangle, so you have two confirmations of buy this stock at this level, you could increase your position size. And as you can see here from this level, this was a beautiful breakout, pullback, gave two confirmations, and you can see what the market did from there. Absolutely beautiful. Now, there are multiple ways to trade this. You could just take it from signal to signal and increase your holdings steadily. You could trade this long-term on the weekly. You could trade this short-term on the daily. You can even trade this on the 5, 10, or 15-minute time frame if you want to be someone who's in and out of the market as an intraday trader. There are multiple ways that you can trade this indicator. Okay? So that's the basis of the indicator. Now, what I want to do is I want to dive in and we can take some look at some stocks. Now, I've invited everybody here. I said, come with your stock list. You got to give me your ticker symbol, and we can go through and we'll look at the stocks together, and we'll see how did the indicator perform. How has it performed over the course of the year? How has it performed on the daily, on the weekly? What would you have done in retrospect, looking back, if you had been a part of the community, use the indicator, and use this to go and purchase your stocks when you get these alerts and they let you know, buy here, sell here, take some profit off the top, right? So what I'm going to have you guys do, if you're in the chat right now, if there are certain stocks you want to look at, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look. So if you have stock holdings right now and you're wondering, hey, what should I be doing? Like, where are we at with the stock? What we're going to do is we're going to go through and look at the stock. What is very helpful to me, because I have to search these ticker symbols. Okay, ticker symbol is like a 3 or 4 letter. You can see it up here, Apple's AAPL. What's helpful is if you let me know, is it an American stock? Is it traded on the NASDAQ? If you know that information. If you don't know that information, please just put the ticker symbol as well as what the name of the company is, right? So because sometimes multiple companies can have the same ticker symbol, okay? And what I'm going to do is it's going to be first come, first serve. We'll go right down the list. And if you're curious, if there's other really popular stocks you want to go through, I have a list here of dividend stocks as well as non-dividend paying stocks. And we can go through that. If you're not sure what a dividend paying stock is, a dividend paying stock, basically when you hold those stocks, they pay you every single month or every single quarter money for holding that stock. So they're paying you interest just for having those shares, okay? So those are called dividends. And what you can do is you can actually put that on something called DRIP, which is dividend reinvestment, okay? So it'll take it and it'll automatically reinvest it, and you can keep compounding your money over the course of time. All right? Really, really amazing way to build long-term wealth, okay? All right, before we dive into the ticker symbols, let's do any questions before we move on. So how would you recommend finding, narrowing down good stocks to watch for starting with smaller capital, preferably stocks that are under maybe $20? So it's up to you. If you want to find low cap stocks, there's some things that you want to look for. And again, we can cover this more in depth in the course, but things that I want to look for, I want to see a company that's debt-free. If a company is debt-free, just like in personal finances, that means that they're operating in the black, right? That's a really good thing when your books are in the black and not in the red. So if you have more debt than you have income ratio, that's a problem. And companies have these same issues, okay? So some of the things that you can do is you can actually, on TradingView, come down to, on the bottom left, you'll see something called Stock Screener. And what you can do is you can actually go through and you can filter out, you can add filters in here of all sorts of things, financials, technicals, everything, okay? It can all be filtered out in here, and you can look for stocks that have income coming in, they have a low to no debt amount, or they're well on the way. You can check out their quarterly earnings, things like that. All that we'll cover inside of the stock course itself, okay? But you can use that stock screeners down here on the left in TradingView to be able to look at that stuff. But those are just some of the things. If there's a company that you see major potential in it, wait until you have the signal, okay? These signals tend to happen after there's a breakout from consolidation, okay? So obviously Apple goes quite a ways back. We'd have to look pretty far back. But you could find earlier companies, and there might not be enough data on a brand new company. You might have to drop down to lower time frames to start trading it. And then as that company grows, you can jump up to the daily, the weekly, the monthly, okay? But you can filter all that out. You can filter out stocks under $20, all down here in Stock Screener. It'll show you all of the stocks. You can look at penny stocks. You can look at whatever you want. You can see if they offer dividends or not. So as you hold them long term and you take big positions on the weekly and monthly, like think about this. This trade right here on the 27th of December, you would have held that for 183 days before the first signal even appeared. The entire time that you are holding that, you're also being paid, you're also earning money just for holding it. So the price of the stock is increasing, and they're paying you just for holding the stock. They're paying you dividends. So me personally, that's why I have a whole list of debt-free dividend-paying stocks, because again, those are the kind of stocks that I look at for opportunities for recovery. Now, you can also there's so many different sectors you can get into with stocks. There's tech companies, there's medical, pharmaceutical, there's agricultural, right? There's so many different categories. There's emerging, there's AI, there's everything, okay? So if you hear about a company, what you're able to do is you can come over and you can look at their financials to be able to see what's going on with the company. Is the company sound overall? And then you can come to the indicator, and now you look at the technical. So now you have the fundamental and the technical to be able to make an educated decision in order to grow your portfolio. Okay? So great question. All right, so let's dive into some ticker symbols, and we'll go right down. We'll look at all these, and you guys can just start seeing what happens here and how the indicator performs. Now, I have not looked at these stocks ahead of time. I don't know what the indicator is going to show. And so what we'll do is we'll start on the weekly time frame on them. If there's not enough data, then we'll drop down onto the daily time frame. The weekly is fun because you can just check it once a week, basically. Like you could check your stocks once a week. If you want to really not look at them, you could jump up to the monthly. Check your stocks once a month and see how they're performing with no pressure, especially when you have alerts and you literally will get an email, a text notification, an alert on TradingView. It will let you know when a blue triangle, an aqua triangle, or a diamond has appeared on the chart. It's very, very handy. So you don't have to sit there and get emotional. You can just chill and go about your life, right? It's one of the beautiful things about trading stocks is it's more of a long-term game. Sit back, put some money into it, and enjoy. You can obviously trade it on the lowest time frames. I trade NAS 100 on a daily basis on leveraged positions on futures. So you can trade the stock market at a much lower time frame. In fact, we trade on 5 and 10 seconds. So you can trade it very, very low time frame, and everything in the market is nearly the same. It's all just waves within waves, and it's either going up, down, or it's resting. That's it. And the indicator shows you where to get in, where to get out, when to relax, and when to maybe sit on the sidelines and kind of wait things out and see, okay? All right, so let's take a look. So the first one that I have here is I have Intel. So INTC Intel. Let's take a look. INTC, let's see if we can get Intel Corporation on the NASDAQ on the weekly. All right, let's see if you guys are paying attention. From what I told you, is price running or is it resting? Is it bullish or bearish right now? Well, let's get out of replay mode. That'll help. Price is currently at $24.87. $24.87. Okay? All right, let's take a look back in time here on the weekly. I do see we have 3 indicators right here. No diamonds appeared, but those were at, on Intel, right about $43. And it looks like the market 3 times came up to a high of just under $70 is what it looks like. Twice, sorry, not 3 times, twice. So in the market, we call this a double top. This is a double top in the market. What this means is that the market came up, rejected at this price. Basically, the market says that's too high of a price. It rejects it. The market charges again. Same thing. It says, nope, that's too high of a price. Rejects. When you see that, and this is what we teach in the course. When you see this, and the market comes all the way back down and gives you a signal down here, you might not want to take that signal because there's a chance off of that rejection that the market could go bearish, and that's exactly what happened here. Now, previous to that, we have some indicators back here. Let's take a look. On the, let's see, 2010, this is on the weekly, 30th of August, if you had entered there, market came up, gave another entry here, so it increased by 66%, pulled back, gave another signal, and then the market came up 74% here to the first signal. It gave another signal here at the blue triangle, So this says, let's say that you had exited here, market pulls back, and it says right here, 27th of 2015, 812 days later, 47% increase again at this diamond level as the market breaks up and away. Okay. And then again, you have another blue triangle here with the market pushing up for another 60% gain. 60% gain on this one from that one. Again, if you would not have known to exit from here, you would have stayed in. You would have seen the market come back. If you did not take any profit at these levels, if you weren't watching the daily, you would have seen the market come back on the weekly, and you would have had more opportunity entry here, come back up. And if you are a part of our school, you know when you come back up to an equal high that has rejected like that, you take some profit. So although there's no manual diamond on the chart, this is absolutely a profit level on this chart. All right, so right now we're currently sitting on Intel, $24.87. The market is bearish, and it has come all the way back down to this previous level of consolidation where before the market just kind of rested down in here. For me personally, when I put money into a market or I put money into a stock or a crypto, I don't want to put money into something that just sits there, right? I don't want to put money into something that's just going up and down, and you're sitting there like, man, it's not doing anything. And then the moment you pull it out, what happens? Takes off, right? It's happened to all of us, happens all the time to people, okay? They get tired, they get bored. Happened to me in crypto. I had hundreds of dollars in Litecoin. I think I had $1,000 in Litecoin in 2016 before the market exploded. I would have made millions on the thousands of dollars of Litecoin that I had. You know what I did though? I didn't hold it. I pulled it. I'm like, this is not doing anything. I pulled out. I was an amateur trader. I had no idea what was going on. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just put it in something else. The moment I did that, within 6 months, that market exploded. It would have made me millions of dollars, okay? So people get in at these lows and they get bored and they get tired and they're waiting. I don't like to put my money in this. What I look for is the market, and this is what the indicator is literally built on, is I want to look for the market to break out of these areas of rest and say, I've got potential to run, then pull back, and then take the signal, and you're off to the races, okay? That's where I like to strike, is when you see this kind of move in the market. So right now, you're at the very least at a pullback. This is bearish. Now there's something else on here that I see on the chart that for me personally, that I would be interested to enter at this price on Intel. For those of you that have traded with me and you're on the live trading calls and you know about the fixed range volume profile, which is just another thing that's you don't see on this chart, but for those of you that know it, I don't know about you, but if you guys have been paying attention and you know what we talk about here in school and teach on the profile, it came right back to it. It tested this level twice, found support. There's a good chance that this market could be going much, much higher, okay, on Intel. I would take a look at the financials, make sure the company is doing okay. If you look at the fundamentals and everything looks great on the company, I would say take that trade, because you've come all the way back here to that point of control where all these orders were in the market, came right back to it. That's a catalyst for explosive growth. But again, that's something that we cover inside of the Pathfinder School. It did not, so why no diamond indicators on up here at the top, on the double top? So there's a certain condition that has to trigger in the market where the market is at a level where it's basically overbought. Okay, so when the market is pushing up and momentum has reached a certain peak, oftentimes the market will turn around from that level, which is why we have the diamonds there. In this particular circumstance up here at the top, it did not reach that level of momentum. Okay? So it gave no diamond because it didn't reach it, and the market pulls back as a result. So we're not surprised there that happened. You can see it also didn't happen for this blue one. So it pushes up, comes back lower. That market is clearly coming back down, goes yellow, and you can see we go into a period of rest. Now, I want to show you something. If you had entered from these three levels and you held and you did not capitulate, okay, or if you didn't exit out, you saw 43% drawdown. And if you held, the market came back up and you actually would have had the opportunity to make 18% on your money if you were patient. Okay? So that market did rise back above those levels, and it did give the diamond indicator there in order to get out of the market. Okay? After that, we see a big drop back down in price as it comes back down to our level down here, which, I love the way that Pathfinder, I say that, I created it. Okay, so look, if you look at this big flat area down here, price came right back down to it. There are clues all over the market, all over in what we've built into this, okay? All right, so very good. Intel, if the fundamentals are good, I'd say Intel is a solid buy down from this level. Just understand that it might take a little time potentially for the market to find that support, but you have potential from here to actually go higher in the market. So with that said, we cover this more in the class, but I just want to cover this fundamentally real quick. If you're in an area of rest and you take a trade from rest, it's very easy for the diamonds to trigger. So what you might do is you might say, okay, I see a diamond. Let me wait and see what the next arrow does. You pop another arrow. You can see you're above your directional line. You might increase your position, add to a winning position. And then it pushes up. And when you get up here, you see there's a diamond here. If you had held this, waited for this, add more, and you see that this works out and you hold, you could have actually gained a significant more amount of money in the market, 123%, plus you had that position as well, okay? Very good. Back here, you can see that Pathfinder, actually, we had a diamond up here near the top on this one. It's quite good. All right. Let's take a look at the next one. So guys, go ahead and post more of them on there. If you want to see the ticker symbol, we'll take a look at whatever you have in your portfolio, no problem, okay? So NOK, that's Nokia. Let's see, NOK stocks. All right. New York Stock Exchange. Just confirming with you, this is the correct one. It's currently at $4.94. Is that the one that you're currently looking at? You are currently very bearish. If I were you and I were trading this, I would wait for the breakout because again, you don't want your money idle. You want your money going out and having babies, okay? You want that money out there getting it. And when it's down here, okay, and it's just sideways, your money's not doing anything for you. It's a waste of time. And so if you get in down here and you're like, well, I'm going to get in this thing and hope that it goes to the moon, stop. Okay, don't do that. That's a waste of time and it's a waste of your capital when your capital could be earning you money. When you're in this situation, wait for it to break above. Okay, so it did it back here, but it wicked in the same day it came back down. I would wait for this thing to start making higher highs. Wait for the breakout. Look for the bullish move. Once that happens and you get that pullback, you'll get a blue triangle. When the blue triangle triggers on this, then you get in. In the meantime, you can just chill, sit back, lay back in the hamaca, sip a mojito or whatever you want to do, and wait and set alerts, okay? But I wouldn't be trading this down in here, at least for long-term gains. If you wanted to drop down on a shorter time frame, you could, but it's not even bullish. So why waste the time and effort? I wouldn't. Okay, Occidental Petroleum. Let's take a look. Oh, by the way, back in here, what do we have? So we got some signals back in here. Back from these lows, we see some diamonds. This is a little bit consolidated back in here as well. And then you can see we have diamonds all the way. So each one of these levels, you could be taking profit every single time that occurs. And then back in here, this market from these two signals, it just kind of came back down to consolidation and went sideways from those. So nothing really great happening on here. For me personally, again, I want to put my money into something that is moving. So I'd rather see something that's steady trending. This thing had a huge, what looks like venture capitalist spike. So back from 1995, it had a huge run. And then this kind of just starts trickling down on the weekly. So not really the healthiest stock, in my opinion, on Nokia. Now, I do believe Nokia has some, don't they have some like new technology they're coming out with or something? Like Nokia's trying to get back in the game on something, if I remember. I think that they have some news. In fact, you can look down here on the bottom on Stock Screener. There will be these little symbols and you can click on them. So, and maintained at overweight by JP Morgan. Sorry, no. So anytime there's like, if they have like big updates, you can see it down here at the bottom on what's going on. You can see that stuff is often catalysts for price to move or breakout. Yeah, a financial friend of yours loves it. No judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole personally. Now, if you're somebody who's like, I love it, and you trade this stuff down on the daily or something, or you go down on the 4 hour or something like that, maybe. But as far as stocks go, like I trade futures if I want to do that kind of stuff. If I'm trading stocks, it's because I want to have dividend paying stocks. I want to have money working for me while I'm sleeping, because until you learn how to make money while you sleep, you'll work until the day you die. That's just the truth of it. So you need every single week, every single paycheck, you need to be putting 5 to 10% of your money into investments that make you money while you sleep. That's the whole thing, is you have to build a base of assets. And some of those are going to be less percentage. Maybe they only yield you 4% a year, but they're like guaranteed, like whole life insurance, right? Or you could have stocks that are more aggressive. There's real estate stocks, things that are more aggressive. And you're gonna have a varied portfolio, right? Just like you have varied stock portfolio. All right, so let's take a look at some more. So Oxy is the next one. OXY is the ticker symbol. All right, Occidental Petroleum Corporation. Let's take a look on the weekly. The weekly just gave a bullish signal not long ago, actually. In fact, you're still at the same price. We are in the yellow right now. So it's going to be at a place where it's going to likely retest some levels, potentially go sideways for a bit, but there is a signal and it is showing potential on Oxy. So that triggered back here at, that was on August 2024. So it's red here, okay? Now this level of red, if you look, just very simply, here's your low, and here's a higher low, which means the market has moved up, and now you potentially are finding support from this level to push higher. But from the looks of it, it looks like it's not a trending market. It's still early stages right now of whatever's going on. If we look at the overall, it did have a nice bounce back from, again, the point of control back here from all this, which was back from 2003. That stock did come back down, recover, starting in COVID. So COVID caused a recovery. But since this last diamond here, 2024, April, it's been bearish. So right now, this just put in a lower low. It's bearish. It is higher than this one, but I would be a little cautious on that one. It could start to move. You do have the signal, but it has already moved down from the signal and has not recovered yet. So I would wait. I'd wait to see when you've actually, I really like to see it when you've got some solid yellow and things are moving. Okay. We can see back here, market definitely gave some entries. This was a beautiful one. Pathfinder did not exist back in 08. I just had graduated high school in 07. 144% gain over 2 years on the weekly. Beautiful. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, so on the daily, we see this level of consolidation here. We see a break lower out of consolidation. So right here, this market was sideways. It was resting. It pushed down from the point of rest. I would wait to see a recovery. I would wait to see a recovery and potentially even a higher high in here before I start to look to get in this. Otherwise, I think it's a little bit of a gamble down from these levels in order to get in on this. So price kind of went sideways here. It didn't just give that nice continuation. It did give profit. So from every single one of these blue arrows, every single one of those was profitable, 16%, but you had to wait a year. Now, 17% in a year, great money. That's really good. But I'll tell you what I like better than that. I like 119% in 77 days. That's what I like. Do you see the difference in the structure here? This market, you can see this trending up. This market, sideways. This market, down. So I want to trade this right here after it's pulled back and then goes blue. That's what I'm looking for. So I would wait if I were you, because once you do go blue, you'll have momentum. You'll be able to push to the upside and get those gains. All right, very good. All right, next one. Disney. Let's see how Disney's doing. All right, the Walt Disney Company. All right, let's look on the weekly first, overall, see where we're at. This market, I would say, is going bearish. Right back here, we actually went yellow. If this does not make a higher high in here, we actually may see this, we might see stock drop significantly. Has potential. I would not be surprised if this market, if it does go bearish and you get back below these levels, there's possibility it could drop all the way back down here to around this price. It could come back down in here. Around $30 maybe. You can see these flat levels before. So if it does go bearish there, that's a possibility. Definitely given lots of signals from the last Aqua, you had to hold, but if you held, just under 2 years, 13%. So kind of crappy returns on Disney. Disney, I don't know if Disney pays dividends also. So it'd be one thing if you were just holding and they were paying you dividends. But if you're actually like buying and holding for increase, these are not the droids that you're looking for right now on Disney. Now, Disney's pretty innovative, so maybe they'll come up with something. All right, so a friend is in here, Disney stock and Walmart stock, which I personally wouldn't think it would be a good time to get in either. Her dividends are drastically down right now. Yep. Her checks have been pretty low. Yeah. Okay, so they are dividend paying stock, but they're low, right? Yeah, I can see that. So from the last entries, the market gave a little bit of an out back here after this one. So from this level, these diamonds were the out. So if you held in this and that popped back up and gave diamonds, that would have been your sign to exit out, right? If you don't have another exit strategy. All right, NVIDIA, I do have that one on my chart here. So NVIDIA stock. NVIDIA is making people money. It's in the process of making money. NVIDIA is not going anywhere. NVIDIA is one of those stocks that there's products of theirs that I use. So not only do they produce graphics cards, which are critical for virtual reality, but they also have a cloud gaming platform. So if you're not sure what that is, basically what you're able to do is you're actually able to stream from another computer. So I can take a crappy computer, I can plug into NVIDIA's cloud, and they have super high speed computers, and now I can play a video game off of their super high speed computers. They're super innovative. That company is not going anywhere, as you are going to have waves, but this thing is on the up and up. I wish they paid dividends. I don't think they do. Pathfinder, crushed it. I mean, this is back in 2022 if we had this, which is why we have it now. So on the 12th of September, the market said, hey, buy me. I'm bullish. And if we had entered in right there, you pretty darn near caught the low after the breakout pullback, and you had exits at 96%, 130%, 240%, 417%. My goodness, 850%. Anybody have a time machine? Nope, we don't. But there you have it. So there's that. Now let's look on the daily here. On the daily, we are still trending. We're still trending. We just had a nice dark red pullback. And then really the thing that will tell us a lot here, it looks like we had a large gap opening on the 25th of January. This thing gapped down pretty big. It came back and it filled that gap. And now the market on this last day here was, this was Friday. This was very bearish. Everything was bearish on Friday. I mean, we had a huge down day in the market. So, which we made a lot of money to the downside, but this moved down. So right now you do have a signal. You are above the level for the signal. And the market is trending up. We are getting a little close here. Judging by what I'm seeing here, I mean, you're in that level. That market did recover and is continuing to the upside. I would wait to see what the next few days bring if you're going to get in for a buy, and look for those aqua diamonds, those higher highs to get out. Potential to the upside of more than 15%. If the market did drop and come back down and go sideways, you could see a potential 20% drop from this level just back down to our indicator, which tells us party's over for a little while, potentially. Okay. Let me see if I can show you that on a stock. Okay. So let's look where the market. Okay. Here's a perfect example. Market's moving up. It's moving up, right? Moving up, pulls back to the line, gives one more little hoorah, pulls back down, goes bearish. You don't want to be in this, okay? So when you've come back to that line, for those of you that have been trading Pathfinder for the last few months, you know that directional line. When that thing kicks in and you come back to it, that's like the, oh, warning, maybe one last hoorah, next push up, I'm out. It gave a beautiful exit right here. This is on 2022, August 1st. And then this thing went bearish. This is on Tesla, again, Tesla on the daily. All right, so pulled back, went bearish. Now on the weekly, still bullish. Still bullish on the weekly. Came back, gave a test here off the line, said, nope, I'm good, and continued on Tesla stock, okay? Currently above, but super flat, and this it's been flat for a long time, and it's not moving up. So we'll see if this thing gives a signal from here. Might be a good entry. We'll see what happens on Tesla. We'll be watching that because it looks like there is a signal coming soon, okay, on Tesla. So we'll be setting alerts and we'll be watching that. All right. Roblox, there's a fun one. All right. All the kids love Roblox. Roblox. Currently bullish on the daily. On the weekly, definitely bullish. This market is showing some potential. It looks like there's some potential previous data back here. A high of $140. We're well underneath that. We're at underneath half of that right now. You can see we had a beautiful signal back here, 14th of August, 2023. And that would have produced a 77% gain in 134 days. That's phenomenal. That's fantastic. Beautiful support level. So I'd wait for a pullback on this and see if you can get in on something. There is going to be a signal on the daily first. I would take the daily signal before the monthly because it's possible the monthly. Weekly might give something. I meant the daily before the weekly. So if you took this on the daily, there will be a daily pullback signal. You can see what that one does there for you on Roblox. But overall, you're bullish on Roblox. And that signal is going to trigger soon because you can see the color change. So when you're looking at the stock charts or any Pathfinder chart, you'll see there is bright yellow as it moves up. And then these pullbacks change color just like that. Okay? All right, so I would be watching for that. And Karma, I would be watching from the level that we're currently at. I would look for some support at this level or at this previous high right here. From those levels, you might see the market push higher on Roblox. All right, very good. Any other ticker symbols that you guys want to cover for tonight? Otherwise, we'll just go through and we'll take a look at some dividend debt-free paying stocks, see if there's anything good. And we'll just do some basic analysis, see if anything has some symbols. So let's see, Title Trust, YMAX. This one might be tougher to find. YMAX Title Trust, is it publicly traded? Title Trust, YMAX right there. There you go. $16, and this is bearish as all get out. I would not touch this. I would not touch it. You are in the yellow. This thing it's got to find itself in here, and it's just downtrending. So this company is not doing well, whatever it is. Not doing good overall. All right, let's dive into some dividend paying stocks here. Let's take a look. All right, Apple on the daily. We have last signal was on the 21st of January. From that signal down here, that market is up 12% in how many days? 12% in 31 days. Fantastic. Google. Google is currently in a pullback. If you guys look here, you can see these support levels as it tried to push higher. It did push higher, broke it. That market's pulling back right now. And it is still bullish, so the next signal that comes out on Google, probably something to take a look at there. Okay, on the weekly, definitely bullish on the weekly. All right, AVGO, definitely bullish. What we'll do here is if it is bullish, let's do it on the daily. So if they're daily, I'm going to teach you guys this on TradingView. So on TradingView, what you can do is there's these little flags here. So if you're bullish on the daily, we'll go down through. What we'll do is we'll put a little blue flag, okay? And then right here, we will put a blue flag because we're bullish. AVGO, bullish, no signal. Meta, bullish. Just popped these diamonds right up here at the top before the pullback. Absolutely beautiful. From this last entry down here, absolutely fantastic. Thursday, 25th of 2024. To these diamonds up here, 66%, 35% in 153 days, and 67% in under a year. Absolute fantastic gains. Okay. All right, we have Visa. Visa is definitely bullish. No signals on the daily, but you can see really good moves back here. You can see why I love debt-free dividend-paying stocks because they push. They make money, right? We want to see things go up. All right, Texas Instrumental Corporation. All right, now here's something very interesting, everybody. Here's something very interesting. We have been flat for a long time. And now, we've now gone blue again, pulled back, given signals, and now we've just hit our first diamond off the signal, okay? These things are like smallmouth bass. Where there's one, there's more. So where you've got one winner, you got more winners that follow typically, okay? So I would be paying attention to this stock if I were you. This is Texas Instrumentals Incorporated. That is blue flag, and it is a fresh blue flag, which means I would take a look and see. Let's see, earnings and revenue comes out 29th of April. Texas Instruments director just gave news, sells shares, senior VP sells shares. It's chip demand. So devices beat first quarter revenue estimates. Nice. MasterCard Incorporated gets the bullish. Oh my goodness, look at this signal. Ladies and gentlemen, Pathfinder. Look at that signal right there. I had no idea this was here. So this is back on Monday the 13th of January. 10% in 16 days. And this market is just booming. From back here, if you were patient, Tuesday the 30th of April 2024 to here, 22%. Beautiful. MasterCard making the money. Intuit Incorporated. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I buy? Based on what you've learned, should I be buying this or should I be sitting on the sideline? Should I be buying or should I be sitting on the sideline? We don't know if it's a double bottom yet. That's a good point. I would watch to wait and see if you get some wicks from this level. Okay? Right now, that's a solid candle breaking downwards, and this is going yellow for the second time. That is not something that I would be interested in. That is yellow. Now, if you have dividends, you still will be paying. You still be making dividends, but it's not what you're looking for. Okay. Now, Nordison Corporation. Actually, let's look at that one on the weekly as well. On the weekly bullish, but again, it's pulling back. You can see here, for those of you that have learned Pathfinder and you've learned support and resistance, you can see right here, it is coming back and testing that exact level. And actually on the weekly, giving a blue triangle right now, literally last week that gave one, okay? So on the daily, doesn't look fantastic. On the weekly, actually looks like potential. You can see the last time. So that would be for for long term. Now, here's the one thing I don't like about this. If you look, we have a double top here overall on this, where the market has bounced twice off that level and then is pushing back down. Also, those of you that are Pathfinder students, what is this called when price is pushing down and your basis is pushing up? What is that called? Go ahead, put it in chat. 3, 2, 1. That is called a divergence. When price is coming down and your basis is coming up, those are opposing signals. That is a divergence. This is not a trade I would take. I would wait to see if this finds support here. I would not just enter straight away. Not one of the ones I would enter straight away anyways. All right, back to the daily. Let's take a look. We are yellow on the daily here on Nordson Corporation. On the weekly, bullish with a blue and an aqua. So although it is potentially resting on the daily, on the weekly, I do see a bit of a double top here, but the market has come down here and then now is giving two signals as it approaches back towards our consolidation line. It's an iffy one. It's an iffy one. I don't know that it would be the best opportunity. You could put some at it, but not exactly what I would be looking for like real solid gains. Okay? But we do have the signal there. The last signal on the weekly was beautiful. Okay? 36%. Took over, it was a year and a half, 36%. Really nice. Before that, 156% here to the top. Added more, and then right here you would have exited. So 149% from the previous position. That was in 2020. Before that, there was another position. So multiple positions here and 138% gain. Took you years. But if you're holding long-term for those weeklies, for dividends, then you already know. All right, so there's an example of weekly and daily. You can see the way that the indicators work. Yeah, I would wait. I would wait personally. I'd wait to see support. So on this one, for example, right here on the weekly, I see support here. So I see the market coming back down, testing this level again. And at the very least, it's holding this level. There is a support level there that the market has come back to again, which I could tell you exactly what's going on here. Remember what I teach you guys about this? Oh, hold on, not when it's extended right. It's not. There we go. So if we get this in here from, hold on. Let me get this correct here for you and show you guys where the market came back to before it took off. It comes back to the point of control in here. So there's a point of control in all of these orders, and that's what the market is coming back down to and finding support off of. Okay? So that's good. The buyers are holding that level. You do have the indicator saying buy, so there's potential there. But right now you are bearish on the daily. So if you're looking to make money quickly, maybe not the best opportunity. You want to get in things that are actually genuinely trending on the daily. Things like this, right? MasterCard, beautiful. That's much, much quicker gains. If you're long-term, you can go up to the weekly and take a look. But there you have your blue and aqua triangles for the buys. You have your diamonds for take profit levels. You have your directional / consolidation line for when the market is starting to rest. And really the rest of everything else that I covered is found inside of school. We go in-depth lessons on fixed range volume profile and support and resistance levels, the things that give you extra confirmations on where to get in and where to get out of the market. All right. So before we wrap up the call tonight, do you guys have any questions on the indicator? This indicator, again, this is called the Pathfinder Stocktrader, and it's within the school platform that you can get access to this, which is $99 a month. Any questions on this before we go ahead and close out the call? Otherwise, you guys were awesome. I really appreciate the questions. The stocks, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Put some 7s in the chat if you guys enjoyed our call tonight. If you learned something, if you're excited about applying this to your stock portfolio. If you don't already have access, again, you can go to school.com/Pathfinder. So that's SKOOL.com/Pathfinder. And access to the Pathfinder indicator, the community, which I'll show you here. So we'll go to school community. This is our community. So on the inside of this, you'll see that we have, currently we have 62 members. We post every single day. It's a very active, engaged. We trade live 5 days a week. We have a classroom that you have all the videos that you need in here to learn everything about the indicator and the market. We keep it very simple. You can see here in calendar, all of our live events, everything, including in-person events, everything is here in the calendar. It's a wonderful community. The people are super supportive, and we would love to have you come. Utilize Pathfinder, the simplicity of it, to continue to grow your portfolio, stay engaged as a community. We're going to be doing stock calls as well as introducing crypto calls in the near future here, but we're going to be doing these calls on a regular basis as we check in on the stocks and go through the portfolios, watch what's going on in the market, and just continue to apply this incredible technology to our benefit. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for taking the time for coming on tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the other side.